It's hard not to think about water here, not only because we're at the aquarium, but because we're steps away from the Cuyahoga River and Lake Erie. To us, Lake Erie is our backyard and we see it every day. But the interesting fact is that the Great Lakes contain about 90% of the United States freshwater supply. I'm excited to talk about World Water Day with our community partner, Drink Local, Drink Tap. I'm here with Kristine, the nonprofit's Wavemaker program coordinator, and Matt, the education coordinator at the Greater Clinton Aquarium. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kristine, tell us a little bit about the mission and the activities of Drink Local, Drink Tap.
Sure. The mission at Drink Local, Drink Tap is kind of threefold. We hope to educate on the global water crisis, improve water equity for those in need, and to get people engaged in helping to protect our water.
And so what type of local or international activities do you have with your programs?
Locally, we have our Wavemaker education program where we go into schools and speak with students about the global water crisis and how to get involved locally here in Northeast Ohio. And on a global level, we work in Uganda bringing water and sanitation to rural needy areas.
And what sparked your interest in water access?
I was living and traveling throughout Asia, and I saw how differently people experience water depending on where they lived and their socioeconomic status. And when I moved back to Cleveland, I met Erin in 2011 as Drink Local, Drink Tap was really getting off the ground. And I decided to get involved and volunteer. And over the years, I participated in beach cleanups and various events, and eventually started working with the Wavemaker program, and in 2019, officially became a staff member.
So over the years, we've partnered with you for the United Nations World Water Day, and it's part of your Wavemaker program. Tell us a little bit more about how you engage with the students for this program.
Our program goes into schools, speaking directly with classrooms or assemblies. We're obviously doing everything virtual these days, but we try to educate on the global water crisis and how people experience water so differently. We're really blessed in Northeast Ohio to have so much water here. We have our Great Lake Erie, we have rivers, we have plenty of rain and snowfall, but that's not how people experience water all over the world. And just trying to raise awareness and hopefully bring some of that to their thought process on a daily basis, and encourage them to get involved, to come to beach cleanups, to change their daily habits, and to think about water as a basic necessity of life and not just something that we turn on a tap and use without having to think about it at all.
And like you said, this time we're all virtual, but in the past, Matt, what did World Water Day look like here at the aquarium?
World Water Day was always one of my favorite days here on site. Hundreds of local school kids would come to basically celebrate water. They would do water-related activities, and then after, of course, they would go through our aquarium, experiencing our exhibits and our animals. And I think my favorite part of the day was just the palpable energy and excitement that kids felt about water. It really was just one big celebration of water, and it was inspirational to see as an educator, kids getting that excited about an important topic.
And hopefully this year, 2021, World Water Day, we can still have that excitement, but on a virtual platform. Kristine, do you want to talk us through how you're going to celebrate?
We are holding a virtual event, which allows anyone to join from anywhere. So we're not limited to just who can physically get to us, which is great. And we're still going to be offering a virtual field trip for the students, where we have exhibitors who are holding a booth that students can kind of migrate in and out of the booths and find out about the various organizations and how they pertain to water. And then we'll also have a live portion where Erin Huber-Rosen, the executive director of Drink Local, Drink Tap, and myself will be holding a live piece. We'll be talking about various topics and engaging with our participants. And then we also have a student youth activist from Uganda that we're going to connect with and hear from. So we're super excited about that.
I know that we're a part of that too. And Matt, as Kristine was just saying, clean water is critical for all life and important for us. What's one message that you share with your students while you're educating, whether it's on this one particular day or 365 days of the year?
I think I really like to stress that it can feel like we have unlimited water, right? Day in and day out for most of us here in this area, we turn on the faucet and water comes out to use, to drink, for all types of things. But less than 1% of water on Earth we can use. It's available for us to use. So in terms of a global scale, there's really not that much water left for all human beings on Earth to use, and our population is still growing. So it's really important that students that come through this building just start to get a sense of it is a limited resource, it is finite, and to just do everything you can and make small changes on in your daily life to start to think about water as a resource and how to conserve it.
Matt, what is your favorite tip to share with your students about how they can participate at home in water conservation?
Since most of our students are on the younger age, I try to keep it simple for them, something easy to remember. And I really stress that just trying to drink more tap water if you can does multiple good things for our Earth. For one, it takes more water to create a plastic bottle than the actual amount of water inside that bottle, which is really crazy to think about. But it also takes oil to produce plastic, which is giving off CO2 into our environment. And then many of these water bottles that people are buying from the store, these single-use bottles, do end up as litter, unfortunately, which can then end up in our waterways, of course. So just trying to drink a little bit more tap water than you have in the past and reducing the amount of single-use bottles you're buying can make a huge difference overall.
Matt, that was great. Kristine, what would be one tip that you could offer to us to do at home for water conservation?
So I would fully agree with everything that Matt said. Reducing our single-use plastics is one of the biggest and most important steps in the right direction. But what I would also suggest is just a change in your thought process. Thinking differently about water, about how you use water, and about how the things that we do use water. So not only brushing our teeth or taking a shower, things like that, but the things that we buy and use, it requires water. So just thinking differently, and then also sharing what you've learned, because if people don't know there's a problem, then they can't do anything to help for a solution. So yeah, I would say just a mind change and spreading the word.
And Kristine, I saw on your website that just $30 can bring safe drinking water to one person for life. If anyone is watching this and is wanting to donate, what would their donation go towards?
So right now, our Wavemaker program is working to fund a project for Mbali Primary School, which they are in desperate need of clean water and sanitation. There are hundreds of students, teachers, and local villagers who are using a latrine that was constructed by the school head teacher and some parents who volunteered, and unfortunately it's not safe, and it's falling apart. And what ends up happening is that these students end up going in the bush to relieve themselves, and this is highly problematic, especially for young girls. So our focus right now is funding a latrine project for that school. If we aren't able to come up with a solution for them quite quickly, the school unfortunately is going to have to close down. That's how severe the problem is right now. And once we can raise for that, we're going to then switch for that same school a borehole to bring them clean water.
Wow. So a donation really could make a difference.
Oh, it makes a huge difference. Like you said, $30 can bring one Ugandan water for life. And that really is completely life-changing. It allows children to go to school instead of fetching water. It keeps them safe because they're not traveling long distances by themselves to get that water. And it just allows for basic dignity. So even a small donation makes a really huge difference.
Thank you for joining us today, Kristine, and for the conversation. And thanks, Matt, for taking time out of virtual tours. I look forward to March 22nd, 2021. Happy World Water Day. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.